Alright guys, so I want to react to this video today by Stephen A. Smith because there's not many times when analysts in the media talk that I agree with them or feel like they're speaking the truth, right? I mean, I've said many times, I hate analysts for a reason. Nonetheless, though, Stephen A. Smith, he just got back from his vacation, and I'm not gonna lie, he kind of blundered on the whole, his sources are saying that Stephon Diggs wants out of Buffalo when apparently Stephon Diggs came out himself and said that's not true at all. So, he kind of took the L there. But when it comes to this Bengals situation, what he says here, I say 1000% I agree with him. And this might be the first time an analyst actually did not say nonsense. Let's listen up to what he has to say.
Should Burrow and the Bengals feel disrespected?
I'm going to tell you yes from this perspective. They should not be flying under anybody's radar. They've been knocking on the door for a Super Bowl championship. They've been one of the final two teams in the NFL, and last year one of the final four teams in the NFL. And when you look at what they have, I mean, we could talk about Justin Jefferson and his greatness, Travis Kelce and his greatness. Has anybody seen Jamar Chase play? Has anybody seen T. Higgins play? Has anybody seen Joe Burrow throwing them the football? Has anybody seen this at all? And Mixon can ball as well. This team is potent offensively. Their defense vastly improved. Zach Taylor has proven to be a damn good coach. The Cincinnati Bengals are no joke. And Joe Burrow is clearly one of the best quarterbacks and one of the best players in the National Football League. And for us not to be talking about them more, I can understand if they took that as disrespect, I would understand that.
Yeah, I would just say real quick, I think their one Achilles heel obviously has been the offensive line, right? We saw Joe Burrow on the ground a lot, but they did bring in a Chiefs left tackle, Orlando Brown, $64 million deal. That's a huge
Well,
get.
my biggest thing is that they did what they did over the last 2 years with a highly suspect offensive line. So imagine what they'll do when they get more protection for Joe.
Exact way to end that off is the perfect way to say it. Imagine what they'll do when they have more protection for Joe Burrow. Listen, at the end of the day, I think we're used to this. The NFL is not going to give us respect. No one in the media will ever give us respect. We're not the hot, flashy Patrick Mahomes, hot, flashy Kansas City Chiefs out there. Oh, look how great and amazing they are. And, I do agree that to Stephen A. Smith's point, yeah, we feel disrespected because no one ever gives us credit. We went to the Super Bowl in 2020. 2021, 2021 went to the Super Bowl. 2022, last year, we got through a championship, and if it wasn't for a right tackle being a problem, we would have won the game. I'm going to throw out all the refs' comments in that game. At the end of the day, if we had a good offensive line in that game and we weren't injured, we would have won that game. And still the media is, oh yeah, the Bengals, they're not going to go to the Super Bowl. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be, Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be Josh Allen. It's going to be etc. Listen, they're never going to give us credit. We could go win a Super Bowl, and it would still be, well, Patrick Mahomes has too. So clearly, they're not good enough. Or, oh yeah, they finally did it. Never gonna do it again. The Saints won the Super Bowl. They'll create some other bullcrap excuse on why, oh well, our Super Bowl was kind of not that great, and we shouldn't have won it, or we won it, but it would never happen. They'll always create these excuses and situations that will never ever give us respect. Because at the end of the day, we are not the team that makes them money. We are not the team that's flashy, that, sells out everywhere around the world. You go around the world, yes, there are Bengals fans, a Who Dey Nation all over the world, but reality-wise is that certain teams make the NFL money because all around the world, they love those certain teams. And a lot of the reason why is because they played many different places around the world. Jacksonville Jaguars is a very popular team in London. They love Jacksonville over there in London. It's like one of their favorite teams. The Dolphins they love in London. Germany, I know Seahawks was there before. So it's like these teams that, really spark up interest. And again, the way we play football, yes, it's, in my opinion, it's interesting. But for the rest of the NFL, a lot of times, they're like, oh yeah, the Bengals, that team, yeah, they're not that good. I mean, Do you see how long they were bad for? They've been trash for years. You know, they're not good. They're not good, and they just don't accept it. They don't accept it. Even though we're 3-1 versus Patrick Mahomes. Even though we beat him and we literally renamed his stadium Burrowhead. Does not accept it. Won't accept it. So, I gotta give Stephen A. Smith props here. He's probably the only media personnel I've ever heard respect us like this. I will say Adam Rank, to a certain degree, does respect us a lot, and I do like him. And Kay Adams, obviously, but, you know, she's the queen, okay? She's the queen. She's always the number one, okay? I love Kay. But with that being said, though, I gotta give him props, you know? That he actually is saying it how it is. That you give Joe Burrow protection, and guess what? He's going to go out there and deliver some absolute lasers. He's going to get the job done and show you how good of a quarterback he truly is. And yeah, it's amazing how, and this is why I always say, I put T. Higgins in my top 10 list. I don't care what everyone else says. I have been, like, argued with, debated with by so many people for putting T. Higgins in my top 10. Oh, he's a wide receiver 2. He's a top 20. He's not a top 10. He's a wide receiver 1. Jamar Chase and T are wide receiver 1s. There are literally people who say T. Higgins is a wide receiver 2. He's not a high-end wide receiver 2. He's a high-end wide receiver 1. You put T on any other team in the NFL, I'm sorry, but he is the best receiver there. Maybe Jay Jettis with the Vikings, but then he would still be a wide receiver 1 with the Vikings, even if you had Jay Jettis. I think this mentality is you have to have like a wide receiver 1 and then a wide receiver 2 and then a wide receiver 3. No, you can have 2 wide receiver 1s. It just never happens. The Bengals have 2 wide receiver 1s, and Boyd right now is a low-end wide receiver 2. He's a low-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3. He's actually at that range. And again, I would put Boyd in my top 32. Like, this team, they have the best roster in the history of the Bengals. And this is why, again, it's just, they don't get respect because, in reality-wise, if the media talked truthfully and said things how they were and what the actual truth was, what they would say is, this team is way better than the Chiefs on paper. Burrow has proven he can beat Patrick Mahomes when he has a line that he's protected. He's 3-1, could have been 4-0. Yes, at the end of the day, you know, he doesn't have 2 Super Bowl rings and the popularity contest they call the MVP award. But, again, keep in mind, he's been in the league less time than Mahomes. He missed the whole entire season due to injury, right? And again, he has not had the best offensive line in football. Because last time Mahomes went to the Super Bowl with a bad offensive line, what happened? Oh yeah, that's right. He lost to the Bucs by like 40 points. And he got sacked like 20 times. So again, like I said, they're never going to give us respect. And I understand that. I respect that. But at the same time, I just find it hilarious. I find it hilarious that finally someone in the media here can actually say something nice about us and actually agree that, yeah, we do feel disrespected. But guess what? We like it as the underdog. We like it. Keep doubting us. Keep saying it can't happen. Keep saying it won't happen. Keep saying Patrick Mahomes is going to go win 17 Super Bowls. Because guess what? Reality is a scary thing sometimes. And the reality is, who day is going to win it all? Peace out.